Okay, start again. Hey, it's Neetz and Allie.
Hey.
We have brought the Neetz and Allie show to YouTube from our podcast.
Right, and yeah, this is a great way for it to feel more interactive and you guys to connect with us and sort of get to know our personalities on this platform.
We can bring you along with us on our away trips, introduce you to our teammates, our friends, our town, so you can see a little bit more of what we do instead of just hearing us talk about it. And yeah, I think we want to do it more often than we were doing the podcast, and this is so much easier for us to just turn the camera on and start recording and not go into the studio and record, although that was an awesome experience, and Mama Said Media, awesome, helping us with the podcast. But yeah, back on YouTube, we had a show a couple of years ago, kind of little silly clips, but we'll kind of use that as well as this kind of more talk show-ish type format.
Exactly.
So we just started our season here at FC Rosengård in Malmö. This is my 6th season here.
My 4th.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
So crazy. 2 foreigners here living in Sweden. And we've had 2 games. We actually played last Sunday and Wednesday. So back to back. We won both games. What were the scores?
7-1 and 3-1.
So we're scoring goals.
Conceding early.
Conceding some goals.
Early goals. that wasn't our plan. But.
No, but it's working for us. But then we actually had a little bit of a break now because we had been hoping that we would be playing in the semifinal of the Women's Champions League last weekend and this weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
what to say about that?
Disappointed. Something you train for, prepare for, basically for a year since getting knocked out the year before. So we have been, we were so excited this year and confident, and obviously a lot of credit to Barcelona. They were a great team. They played the style similar to the men. Yeah. My favorite team ever. And it was a great experience. Tons of people came to watch both here and there. Yeah. I don't know, you can maybe explain a little bit about the game or...
Yeah, I mean, I think after losing at home, it was going to be tough for us mentally, and I think we knew that we maybe had to adjust the way we wanted to play because we had so much to gain, you know, we needed to win, so we really had to go for it, and unfortunately it didn't work out in our favour, but you know, credit to Barcelona, credit to the development of the women's game and how competitive it's getting. You know, everyone needs to be at the top of the game, and it's really the small differences that determine winning and losing, I think, in these matches and the performances. And yeah, like I said before, you know, after that period, we kind of mourned it a little bit, and I think we were disappointed. But since our season comes thick and fast, we kind of have to switch our mindsets again and go again. But that failure only leads to us learning and developing more and getting even more hungry to sort of do better next time. So
yeah, and we actually, I think maybe it is a little bit of the mental. There's a lot of pressure and so focused on those games, and then now that it's done, we didn't go through, and now it's just all focused on the season at hand. And I think we've really turned things around, and it's looking really good. We have a new style of play, a new system.
Exactly.
Neetz is back as center back again, which I like. I love playing next to Neetz, and she's so calm and great on the ball. And I'm
cheers, pal.
Yeah, you're welcome. Our fullbacks now are wing backs, so we're much more involved in the attack, and our center backs and our 2 defensive mids are more responsible for the build-up play and a lot of the defense work as well, since we're high up there.
Yeah, I think it's exciting because I feel like we're playing a very offensive system, of course.
Yes.
I think we have the players to do it, and we have, you know, we're feeling quite confident in our game plan at the moment. But it also gives responsibilities to us, all of us, in those roles, in those positions, which I think is great for us to develop in other areas of our communication and how secure we're going to be on the ball and how comfortable we are on and off the ball, and actually making smarter decisions when we build up our play, but also when it comes to defending, because of course there are risks with the way we're playing. But
yes. But one of the reasons we actually changed is because we lost a key player, as most of you probably know, Marta. After being here for a couple of years, she went back to play in the US, so she hasn't been there since we were there.
No.
The WPS, and yeah, for me it's obviously sad losing a really good friend, and this was the third team we had played on together, and just, yeah, such a great teammate, and obviously unbelievable player.
Yeah, exactly.
But we're really excited to see what she brings to the NWSL and Orlando. I think they'll be going nuts about her over there, which is great.
Definitely.
But yeah, so obviously you can't replace someone like Marta, but we did get a replacement.
Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Anya Mittag!
Yes, so Anya's back after playing
ready to come
here.
back.
Yeah, she came the same year as me and then left 2 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's back, and unbelievable player, but definitely not the same type of player as Marta.
No, not the same player, but definitely a very effective player, very experienced player.
Yes.
Plays, one of the best national teams in the world, really successful.
Now they are number one.
So,
the last ratings, they're number one.
Exactly. So, yeah, I think it gives us another dimension to work with, and yeah, it's obviously for us, it's exciting to have her back because we already have such a great relationship, and we've played together before, so it makes that adjustment period for her and for us a lot easier, I think.
We have Anya, we've got Lotta, we've got Ella, we have some great forwards, Sanna, who also came this year from the Danish national team. We've got these great attackers. We've moved Lieke Martens, star of the Dutch team, into the 10 position, so we're just flying forward now.
Definitely.
So it's really exciting.
Yeah, I think it's cool as well. We have so much more competition in the team, which is also going to push us more to develop and push each other to be better in training and also matches.
And but you've lost a roommate on away games. You guys, I always heard music coming from that room.
Yeah, how can you describe Marta? Full of energy all the time, and. She's teaching me about samba and Brazilian culture, and she loves her novellas. So the other side of her is like a little grandma with her iPad and her novellas, But the jubilant side of her is always dancing around, jumping. She's playing her guitar. She's borrowing guitars when we're in Spain off random people, and singing, trying to get us to sing and join in with her.
Yeah, did you?
Yeah, that didn't work out so well. So I think I got traded out for Erin. One time she's like, "Can we sing this Beatles song?" I'm like, I'll do a drum beat or something.
Yeah, so we have lost one musician, but our team we've got we've got these talents just up the wazoo. We have Erin. She just had an art show here in Sweden a couple weekends ago over Easter. Was selling her paintings in a barn like 20 minutes away. So you never know what's going on, but that's what we're going to show you.
Yeah.
What's going on behind the scenes and not on the soccer field.
Exactly.
There's a lot going on. Speaking of which, because we've had this period with now no games in 2 weekends, we had a team bonding activity last week.
Yeah, I guess I'll leave you to describe that one.
So this was full on Hunger Games. And it was combat archery tag. So dodgeball with bows and arrows.
Exactly.
Masks on. This was very intense. We split up the team into 4 teams. Oldest, next oldest, next youngest, and youngest. And we each had a staff member as well. So our coach Jack was well, we're gonna be clipping in some videos here so you can see what this was looking like. But yeah, it was a surprise. So we got to the field and they had set up these big black blow up
bollards, kind of.
Yeah. And then cones down the middle, and there was a field, and it's basically like dodgeball. So it was 2 teams against each other at a time. And they blow the whistle, you run out, you have your bow, you grab as many arrows as you can, and we had this they tried to show us how to fire a bow and arrow.
At the beginning.
Katniss makes it look really easy, it's not. And they have these kind of rubber points. So it's not, it doesn't hurt, but
it's not dangerous, folks. Just so you know.
You can see here Lika getting hit in the head, and actually it was pretty forceful. But my favorite player to watch was Neetz here. How many times do you think the arrow actually left your bow?
You know, maybe 3 times.
This is in a period of what, an hour and a half?
Yeah, maybe.
So the rules are, you know, you grab the arrows, and everyone's kind of hiding behind these big things, and you're shooting, and you try to get people out. If it hits you anywhere, even if it bounces and hits you, you're out.
Right.
But then there were cones that on the other team's side, so if you could aim from your own side and knock the cone over, or even move the cone, the person who was out, or the first person in line, could come back in.
Yeah.
But you couldn't leave your own side. So what you're about to see is Neetz cheating, first of all, stepping over the line, looking to see if anyone notices, lunging over the line, getting so close to that cone, and her poor teammates are out there like, get us back in, get us back in. And you'll see what happens.
I think the only bad decision I made in that whole thing is not using our head coach Jack as the human body. I swear.
Jack was just at the back hiding behind.
Yeah, it was hiding. I'm going to the front line trying to rescue my teammates.
I mean, this girl, highly athletic, played tennis with her, picked it up, you know, in half an hour. This was just, this was not hilarious.
Robin Hood stuff for me. Like, I'm sorry, Great Britain, but I was not representing at all. Probably one of the best team bonding like exercises I've done.
Highly, highly recommended. So this was, I guess you could Google kind of combat archery tag. I don't know what countries this has come out in yet, but I guess it was started in Gothenburg here.
Yeah, adrenaline.
Yeah. So awesome. Yeah. This is what they also have paintball, which I think we should try next time. Get this more real. And the big bubble soccer, which we did a couple of years ago, but that wasn't really my thing. I couldn't move.
I prefer that over the archery.
Shout out to Adrenaline.nu.
Good job,
guys. That was
awesome.
The next biggest thing we've celebrated is Neetz's birthday yesterday. Woo woo. How did it feel?
Same as every year. You know, I just get younger.
Hey, but
trying to Benjamin Button it.
What happened when you went to buy alcohol?
Yeah, I got ID'd. Oh my god. I'm upset about that. I have not been ID'd in like 10 years.
It's a good thing.
And I finally ID'd, and so now I'm having panic. Like
every time someone has a birthday on the team, you get to choose an exercise or something to do in training, which is a new tradition we started this year. So it's pretty much always shooting.
Yeah,
that is what we all want to do, especially us defenders.
We never get to do it,
shooting.
So why not? You know.
So we had we always do old versus young. Oh. We killed them yesterday.
So
that was a good choice. We played a German shooting game.
Ausschießen.
Yeah, I'm not going to try to pronounce it right.
Any Germans out there, you can correct us, but we think it's called Ausschießen.
And Anya, she knew the rules, so she was helping us. But
she was ultimate ref.
That was really fun. And then the other tradition here, and we touched on it in one of our podcasts,
is on your birthday, you're actually responsible for baking a cake and bringing it to share with the whole team or club, which
is so wrong.
It's so ridiculous. Come on, guys. I mean, why?
So poor Neetz is baking a cake for herself on her birthday because she has to bring it to training.
You know, I should have just like baked it and ate it myself. Like, whatever, you guys.
Well, it was an awesome cake, banoffee pie.
Yeah.
Wow.
One of my faves, so
Neetz has the real recipe. I have a healthier recipe on my blog. We'll talk about that later.
If you want the full fat one, just come talk to me.
But yeah, I think I didn't know about this obviously when I was back in the U.S. and Sager was on my team in Buffalo at the Western New York Flash, and on her birthday we went out and she bought drinks, shots, I guess, for everyone on the team. And I'm thinking, she's like, yeah, it's my birthday. I'm the one who, you know, offers. And I'm thinking, Sweden, weirdest country ever, never moving there. 6 years later.
So just know, on your birthday, you're going to be broke.
Yes.
You're buying everyone drinks, you're baking your own cake.
On that note, we're going to dinner tonight for Neetz's birthday, so I'm not bringing my wallet.
Good to know.
So, back to soccer talk, we have to address the race going on now in the EPL.
Yeah.
And Neetz is a big Liverpool fan.
You better know it.
How's it going right now?
We're doing pretty good. We are currently 3rd in the table, I believe, and yeah, it's looking like we might get a Champions League spot.
It was kind of dicey in the beginning.
It was, and you know,
pulled through.
We're pulling through, and it's apart from screwing up against Crystal Palace, which I was really irritated about, especially since Benteke scored 2 goals and we sold him, you know, very recently.
That must have felt good.
Yeah, for him.
I was also thinking Dani Alves leaving Barcelona,
Juve,
winning with Juve, so
yeah, bittersweet, but yeah, it's looking good for us at least, and it's tight at the top. I think Tottenham, Chelsea, obviously running away with it a bit, and the other teams, Man U, Man City, they're all chasing Arsenal.
Yeah.
You know, trying to get that, you know, that 4th spot that they're used to having.
So I am a relatively new Arsenal fan. So my basically big brother, David Copeland-Smith, Beast Mode Dave, as most people probably know him, one of my nearest and dearest friends. He is a huge Arsenal fan, and his dog is named Gunner. So you can understand this is serious. And then I move here, Lena, my best friend, huge Arsenal fan, and now my boyfriend, also Arsenal fan.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to, because
you kind of had no choice in this, it feels like.
You want them, you have to know, are they going to be happy? Are they going to be mad? You know, we're going to be watching this game. So I've really jumped on the bandwagon, which apparently was a big mistake, because it is rough being an Arsenal fan.
It's not easy. I mean, all those videos I'm seeing of Arsenal fans from week to week are, I'm sure you guys can attest to this, hysterical. You know, one week they're calling for Arsene Wenger's head. Get him out, get him out. They get a 1-1 or 1-0 win, like they did against Leicester City, with the worst goal imaginable.
Love those deflections.
And it's like, we're going to get 4th spot, we're going to get Champions League. Everything just turns over.
The dream is still alive.
Yeah. So,
but I was just laughing the other day. I don't know if this is fake news, but I remember reading a couple weeks ago, or maybe this was months ago now, that the Ox had accidentally liked a post saying that Arsene Wenger should be kicked out. And that was, it was on Twitter, but that would be, if you just double click that.
You know, he was mortified and he was like, delete.
But you can't,
everything stays on the internet.
Yeah.
Once it's done, it's done.
He got snapped. But yeah, apparently it was an accident.
I feel for the Ox.
It's great now with the Damallsvenskan TV that you can watch on your phone online.
Right.
All of our games, all the women's games in the Swedish league. And then we're men's Champions League, women's Champions League, and obviously we have our professional teams we're all into. And I mean, for me, it's such a great learning opportunity. Just
to watch.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, as many games as you can, I guess.
Yeah, and that's not something I grew up with, obviously. I think it's probably different for you.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, most Brits will attest to this. Like, you watch, if you're into football, of course, you watch it on the weekends. You know, Monday Night Football also comes on, and it's kind of like, it's just like ritual, tradition, I guess. Yeah. And a lot of families who are into football will do that and just, you know, chill out on the weekend and watch together and see as many games as possible.
Yeah. Well, now we do that as a family here.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is really nice.
Definitely.
So looking ahead, this was all we had time for today. We're gonna try to get these 20-minute videos out.
We hope you guys check us out again.
Yeah, and please, obviously this was kind of just an intro and getting back into the on-camera experience.
We're looking forward to having you guys, you know, walk in our footsteps a little bit and get to see what our lives are like here in Sweden, you know, as people and as footballers, and hopefully you meet many members of our team as well.
yeah, so please write to us on social media, comment, what do you want us to talk about, what do you want to see, and then we have our interests, I think, that we'll obviously like to share with you, and we both really like food. So that will play a part. I think we just had lunch, but usually I think we'll have a little bit of a fika. So a little bit of a treat, a snack in the afternoon. And
so then watch if you're hungry.
Yeah. And I have my food blog and love working with food. So I'll hopefully be sharing some cool recipes and maybe some exclusive, food information, some tips. And then have Neetz maybe test some of my new recipes.
I mean, that's what I'm here for.
But yeah, we're like, fashion. We like looking at what's going on in town and movies and
politics, you name it.
Yeah. And the last thing everyone needs to do, you need to see this video of Neetz dancing that I posted yesterday on Instagram out at the club, dancing to Sandstorm.
No.
Dancing to Sandstorm with toilet paper on her shoe. Killer dancer, even with toilet paper on her shoe. And that's why I'm going to bring you guys along so you don't miss moments like that.
Yeah, Ali just catches all my embarrassing moments and then clips them. Thanks, pal.
Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you soon.